Really?
Oh, sorry, I was just fogging up my
What the
glasses for
heck
no
was
reason.
that?
You mute for the...
Glass fog check. Glass fog check.
We are headed down the tubes.
Yeah, and our Darth Vader start off definitely got in there, it looks like. So, if you've made it through the first minute here, thanks for joining us at foolishtechshow.com. We got an IRC chat. You can join us. Mainly here to provide support and answer any questions about our products and services. We're on a time crunch today, so without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into it.
A time crunch meaning we're going to try to keep the schedule that we normally would have if we normally kept a schedule.
That's the time crunch. I haven't gotten it yet, but apparently Google Maps is going to update for like the first time, and I can't even remember how long. Probably since I realized that they had traffic data on there. They're going to do a whole new interface, and it's apparently going to update visually based on your traveling context. So if you're taking public transit, it's going to highlight routes and stops. If you're walking, it's going to just highlight points of interest. If you're driving, then it's going to highlight gas stations, things like that. So should be pretty interesting, and it definitely takes away that old.
Can you make it go away? Can you like choose not? Because I asked because I got this and I saw this and it annoyed me at the time, and now I had to use it today and I don't have it.
I guess you can then if you're grouchy and old.
Wait, maybe I do have it. I am grouchy and old. Maybe I do have it. There's some slider bars that I don't remember seeing before. Doesn't look very different though. Oh, yep, I've got it. Looks like that.
I know I recently updated maps, but I've used it since, and I didn't really notice anything different.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on. Oh well, I got a map details under my button now, but
you know, I have a little poppy out thing that has. Well, never mind. With the layers of the traffic and bicycle, whatever. What is this, John? Satellite terrain. It's got a little slider bar thing, and I don't think I had that before.
Yeah,
but then again, I don't pay attention to maps very much, so.
I don't get a slider bar, so I got 3 different buttons that I can choose between. So I haven't gotten it yet. But I thought it was interesting and going to be useful. I guess I can see how you don't like change. So
can I just say that it's suggesting that they listen to this. You're gonna love this. Best dinner. Okay, we see we got best dinners. Okay, I'm just going to disagree with that one, the first one. I'm not even going to move. I'm not even going to say it. It's because it's a good family-owned place anyway. I just don't personally care for it, so I won't say the name. But there's another one that says best dinners with kids, and the first one says South Beach Grill, and the second one says Dirty Dick's Crab House. Best dinner with kids. Dirty Dick's.
Yeah,
Crab
I don't
House.
think that's where I want to take my kids.
I've never been in there, but
I mean,
with kids,
you've taken your kids to Salty Nuts before.
Try my nuts.
Yeah, so either way, not any better.
That was only to get Dave's burning nuts.
I mean, you're not making your case any better here. I also would like to point out, next time you say that, I'm just going to yell out, no, you cannot say. You cannot say anything.
Well, and they
started off your thing here with, can I just say blah, blah. No, you can't. You can't say.
They also like booty treats across the road from Try My Nuts. Booty Treats, the ice cream place. It's booty like a pirate thing. Anyway. See, everything's at it. All right, never mind. Just move on.
Well,
Google Maps.
Dirty Dicks isn't the place that yells at you, so I think it's actually would be fine for kids.
Speaking of Google Maps, oh shoot, I don't have a life-size picture. Well, that's okay. Oop.
Some of the reviews on Dirty Dick's Crab House. It's an amazing place to eat. Our family loved the great food. The food, great staff. Second one, atmosphere was pleasant. Soap in the girls' bathroom smells really nice.
I'm laughing as it's speaking of Google Maps. I'm going to go ahead and advertise the Bonner Street beach access. They have doggy bags at the gate. See, I got my little ad there.
That wasn't the one we went to, was it?
No, that's up in KDH. That was Hayman Road, Hayman Boulevard.
Because they didn't have.
Yeah, I know. I remember. But that's why it's important to know where all the accesses are that actually keep those stocked. Speaking of Google Maps.
That would be helpful if you can just check Google Maps for your dog pooping on the beach and know that there's a
you
doggy
know what?
bag access. You should do that public service.
I try to take a photo at every opportunity, but I don't think Google Maps is just going to feature every one of them. Like
I mean,
this one.
You might have to do some lighting effects and maybe get a couple new angles there with the beach in the background, like the ocean, some waves and such.
Sure.
I mean, you can't just wing it every time. You gotta get real in there.
Gotta get up close and personal, right? Like the look on her face. Can I? No. Just say it, no. I'm hurting. Oops. Dang.
So, this turns out to be a sad year, like 2015 for tech. AIM is shutting down.
Yay!
CompuServe's still active forums are shutting down. It's like you're not going to be able to reach the internet of the 90s.
Oh no!
On the internet of the new century now. We were talking about we can't get to GeoCities anymore, and it's so surprising.
Gone.
It's so surprising because they had like cornered the market on making easy personal home web pages, and I want to know how they went down. I never did look more into it, but they were in a position to be Google AdWords before Google AdWords came out.
I believe so.
If they had just put advertising on each of those pages, they could have been raking in bank.
Oh, sad.
And it's not like you would have noticed a difference between advertising and all the flashy gifts that you put on your page anyway, so.
Hey. I didn't have that many flashy gifts.
That's the point, that he had some at least.
Oh no, I
Not
did have
you,
some
and
gifts.
I wasn't talking about you in specific. I'm just saying GeoCities was.
I know. I was
hosting
just
this.
stepping up and admitting that I had some gifts on my page. I did my first page, and I had the little like the like I don't know what it was. I don't know. I had like a couch and a lamp or something that just animated on the screen. And it just kind of slid slowly. Wasn't that flashy?
Proctor, did you have a GeoCities page?
I don't think I had a GeoCities page, but I do remember the GIF that Nick is talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vaguely. Thought it was cool at the time.
Yeah. Yep.
So came across this, thought it was pretty interesting, and the program filter does currently block it in Crypto Prevent, just to go ahead and put that out there. But apparently a cyber espionage group that is believed to be operating out of China has been deploying malware for the past 2 years disguised as CPL files, so control panel link files.
For the past 2 years? You didn't say that last night.
Yeah.
Well, Crypto Prevent's had that feature for the past 3 years. It's been blocking those. Program filter. Version 7, version 6, version 5, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, so it's able to block those, but they've been still getting away with it, and it's not surprising because apparently even Microsoft themselves uses CPL files still, even though, yeah, in Windows 10, even though they're completely trying to move away from the control panel entirely to their new Metro settings app.
Well, don't stop there, because just think like MMC, you know. And we're not talking about putting Device Manager in the settings app or anything, but you know, you've got that on every system in the world. Policy Editor on Pro Systems, speaking in Crypto Prevent. And before we get carried away, you want to highlight the feature that they can turn on to actually block that? It has been a default, like, basic protection setting, I think, though, right? Forever, right?
So the CPL file is, if you watch that video, it'll show you how to change the default settings that are applied, which is to always prevent CPL files, to prevent suspicious only, because if you want to right click on your taskbar and change the date time, or they word it adjust date time, then it uses the .cpl file to do so. And Crypto Prevent will block it if you're always preventing those files, which really they shouldn't be using that themselves. So you should, especially since Chinese people are trying to get in your computer. So just keep that in mind when you want to right click there for convenience.
I just had a brain blowout. I said MMC, and that is crazy. That's not it. That's an MS. That's MSC. I'm just there now. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
But you can put it to prevent
panel
suspicious, which
applets. My bad. Sorry.
It'll be a little bit harder for them to get through still. It'll allow things that are in the proper locations to run. Now you're muted. You know.
I know. Yeah. That way I can't interrupt you, but I can still get it out, because you know me.
It's fine. I don't mind. It's not like we're on a time crunch or anything.
Let's
I'm eating turkey at 5:31. Okay.
I'm eating crow right now. Please don't post this after we're done. Oh.
What? So we had talked about that Blueborn Bluetooth vulnerability. apparently all the Google Home and Amazon Echo devices are affected by it currently, right now. Some researchers have come up with it, and so far I haven't seen any updates to come out from it, but they should be able to update the devices, which they're usually always being updated automatically, so shouldn't be that big of an issue. And I'm not sure how big of an issue it would be if it did get taken over by Bluetooth.
Thank you for saying Bluetooth. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's in the third paragraph. I'm sorry. When they post an article like this, instead of you having to go, oh, Blue-born sounds kind of like Bluetooth. Maybe that's the Bluetooth vulnerability. I wonder if my Bluetooth device has a problem with Alexa on it. You know, they could just put like a thing at the top, you know, and just tell you like a little 4 lines or something of stats about what you need to know before you read the crap in the article that you don't.
I can see your point, but I don't see where that would end. I think it would probably be better if you looked it up. But
I'm just saying,
we had talked about this too on the show previously.
I know, I don't pay attention. Does it affect the Fire TV? It says Amazon Echo.
It affects absolutely anything that has Bluetooth on it.
Oh, okay.
What were you going to say about?
Thank you.
You didn't see it as much of a big deal. Is that what you were saying? Something along those lines, Brantley?
Yeah, because what will they really have access to? Those devices don't really store anything on them. You can't really control many things via Bluetooth. Like, I mean, if they hack your Bluetooth and take control of that device, it seems like the most they'd really have ability to do would be to fast forward or stop your music while it's playing. And while that could be aggravating, I don't see that as being like a...
Well, they could just be piggybacking their own data, like, you know, collection algorithms on top of everyone else. But really, could they not? I mean, that's a device. That's a device that is. I mean, if it's an Echo or a Home, that's always listening to you, right?
Yeah, but it's not playing the microphone back over Bluetooth. Like, the Bluetooth connection isn't like set up to do anything other than allow you to control it or have the stuff it plays play through your Bluetooth connected device, like a Bluetooth speaker.
So there's no using the Bluetooth to even, like, say, load, you know, like put a payload on the device that is not Bluetooth.
I don't know. I don't know what they would be able to do with that. It's a little bit more technical than I would be able to get into. So, but that's what I'm going for, is what kind of payload or things would you be able to run on here that could do more? I mean, it's not like it's a full-fledged
essentially
product kind of thing.
All right. All right. I have 2 Nexus players actually. Also Bluetooth, I believe. The ones made by Asus, little disky guys. For me, they're better to like if a leg is too short on a table or something, it's better for that than an actual media device. But still, there's that, like the Echo. I got a Cat 5 plugged into my Echo. I mean, that's a little computer there. That's a little, you know, that's on my network. Like, and the one in my bedroom is on my network that isn't on the VLAN either. I'm saying that, you know, if they could put a payload on a little computer that's attached to my network where I'm actually not expecting a problem, an attack, I don't know. I don't really want to think about it right now, but I wouldn't like it.
Well, see, that's what I was saying, is I don't, and maybe that's the other side of things that have are bad about the closed source things, is you don't really know what those devices have abilities to do. Like, your media player has a little bit more capabilities than a Home or Echo does. So like if
That's
it
a Fire
could be-
TV, man. I mean, that's a little computer right there.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It could be a full-fledged version of Android or Linux on there. It could be a torn down one, so maybe it doesn't have things that payloads would rely on to be able to access. There's all kinds of things that they could have done to lock it down, especially being on such a small form factor. I'm sure they didn't put a lot of gigs of space in there. It doesn't need space, so
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's one sentence after 10 paragraphs that tells you the easiest way to prevent Blueborn attacks is to patch devices or disable Bluetooth function. I'm saying, why isn't that at the top of the article? And that's what I'm complaining about earlier, by the way. That's exactly what I'm complaining about. Because even if they just put the word, this affects Bluetooth, I automatically know I can disable that. You know, I haven't even read how far into. You said anything with Bluetooth, right? My phone has Bluetooth. Sometimes I forget and turn it on by accident, which I already don't like it on.
yours is probably already patched, so it's probably not that big an issue for you. The big highlighted Blueborn in the third paragraph would tell you all about what it is and what it does.
That link,
Yeah.
open computer. Is that the one I just clicked? That's almost down at the end of the article.
No.
That says.
The one that I posted is the one that has the easiest way to prevent Blueborn attacks is to patch it.
Oh, okay. All right. Actually, yeah, the one right below that sentence that's highlighted, there's a link. And it says a technical report is here.
Yeah, that's more white paper, so.
Yeah, I just downloaded that. But they got it anyway.
They have a video that shows it being taken over, but they don't say what they can do with it, so. That's the Amazon Echo being taken over.
And if you're using these devices in your house, for someone to exploit it, it has to be someone you let into your house. So hopefully,
It depends on your Bluetooth range.
We had this conversation the other day. I can connect to my.
Connect to other planets, but
Yeah.
It's like a little subspace radio there.
But
I don't know what it is.
Where I was going for, Proctor, is not so much that, but like knowing your layout in your house, I could be in your neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
And possibly connect to a Bluetooth device in your kitchen or living room.
Yeah, that's possible.
Fairly easy on that range there. Especially if I have something that's modified for more directional Bluetooth antenna.
I was wondering about Bluetooth. That just got me to thinking: could you shape the signal like with Wi-Fi or something and aluminum foil?
I don't know.
You know, like block one side of the house. You know, does that work with Bluetooth? Obviously, it's not working. Obviously, this doesn't occur at my house, or I've never tried it because, yeah, Bluetooth. Yeah, Bluetooth Mars from here.
Have either of you heard anything about construction materials for houses and buildings being designed to insulate against or to prevent your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth signals from exiting your house?
Yeah, it's like older construction, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a wall in my house.
It'll even isolate them room to room.
I swear there's lead in there. But
yeah, a little even. Well, no, but what it is actually, I think what probably is usually the case is that mesh, like that mesh metal wire. What do they put? Plaster or whatever. I don't know what that is. It's like the mesh metal wire in the wall. Dude, know what I'm talking about? looks like it's essentially like a Faraday cage, like they knew what they were doing back then.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Well, it's to hold up plaster. That's
plaster. Okay.
Plaster.
Yeah.
But that's old building materials. I was wondering if either of you heard of any construction companies using materials that were in new construction that was specifically designed to block those signals. Which
I haven't. No.
I know you know most people they're not going to want to block signals coming into your house like their cell signals.
Well, that's what I was gonna say is that unless they've made it so that it's targeting specific bands, I wouldn't think it would be
viable.
Should ask the people who built this house, because I don't get cell signals. But my Bluetooth, like you said, it'll hit Mars from up here, but cell signal, man, I gotta step outside most of the time or close to it.
Yeah, and Bluetooth is on the 2.4, so they would just use the regular Yagi antennas and stuff. So, but yeah, that would be my thing, Proctor, is if it is set up to block bands, and then that would suck to build a whole house that blocks the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz band, and then next year they come out with a Wi-Fi that's on a whole different band. Well, as they did with 5G.
Well, they already have.
I think it would also be pretty expensive to block specific bands too.
Well, you know they already have, Brantley. I forget what it's called, but it's 900 megahertz, and it's best for your home automation devices. Some of the newer routers should support it. My access point from Ubiquiti does not. I forget what it was called. It was just being proposed, actually, maybe when I read about it. But it's essentially like the 900 megahertz band is like perfect for that, because it'll go through everything.
Well, that's what your cell phone and stuff is on. So.
Cell phone?
Yeah.
Now the old cordless phones were on that.
Your cell phone more than likely is around the 900 megahertz range.
Really?
Yeah.
Supposedly I guess it penetrates walls and such better and whatever, but the transmission speeds aren't good, or I don't know. I don't remember.
4G is on 700 megahertz. 3G is on 850 megahertz.
They were trying to propose it as a standard for the home automation devices and such. I was a little upset right after I bought all my Wi-Fi equipment, because then I read about it. And I was like, dang it. Maybe it's not. What's all the other stuff on the Z-Wave and Zigbee and all the zzz?
I think they're on 2.4.
I'm getting a knocking on my door that it's after 5:30.
All right, yeah, we should wrap it up.
In aluminum foil.
Z-Wave is actually on 868 in Europe and 908 in America, so they are on that already.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, let's wrap it up. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back on Tuesday, and we'll see you then. Hope you have a great weekend.
Happy computing.